Is it recording yet? Hey everybody, I'm back after a long time not being here. Well, a lot has transpired since my last video on this topic. Since the last video, I've finished onboarding. The last video I was detailing my onboarding adventure, and now onboarding is complete. Probably the most significant development since my last video was me entirely changing my approach to in-app purchases and adopting Revenue Cat. Anybody in the independent app developer space has heard of Revenue Cat. What they basically do, in case you haven't heard of them, is that they make in-app purchases easy for developers. So they take care of receipt processing, and they basically take care of everything related to in-app purchases, which makes it really easy to implement for developers. And in exchange, they take a little cut of your revenue. And it's a manageable cut of revenue. So it is a startup company, so that was a concern of mine. I'm not exactly 100% confident that they're going to be around for a very long time. Although they've been successful so far, but they were involved in that whole Silicon Valley, the whole Silicon Valley bank blow up. They were involved in that. They were exposed to that. And the CEO of the company tweeted some stuff on Twitter that indicated to me that they might not be profitable. So that is a concern, but worst case scenario, I have to write my own receipt processing in the future, and that's definitely not a showstopper. What finally drove me to the arms of Revenue Cat was receipt processing in Android, which just broke me. It's probably simple if you know what you're doing, but I don't really know what I'm doing when it comes to receipt processing in Android, that is for sure. So I got wrecked. I got wrecked by Android receipt processing, and I just used Revenue Cat. It was super easy to implement. Take my money, dude. Anyway, that's that. I implemented Revenue Cat. It's working good. And what else? I got my notes. Oh, also, what was really weird is purchasing in Android. Testing of in-app purchases. I had a to-do item in my to-do list to test in-app purchases in Android. For some reason, it was working before. I had it working in the emulator before, but for some reason I couldn't test in-app purchases in Android. In the emulator, I had to upload a build to Google Play and test in-app purchases on that build. So I couldn't figure out how to test in-app purchases in the debugger. It just stopped working. I don't know why. If anybody watching this knows how you can do that, if anybody knows the secret sauce to that, let me know in the comments. I'd greatly appreciate it. So also what I've done since the last video is I created a help screen. It's a very simple help screen. Here it is. It just allows you to contact us. You can enter a question like, why does app not work? And it'll actually send it to... Unexpected error occurred, please. Okay, well, there's evidently a bug. It's just a PHP bug. I gotta fix that. Add that to the to-do list. Anyway, I added this contact form, or I added the help screen. And I've also done password recovery, which is one of those details you probably forget about when launching an app for the first time. So if I sign out, you can see that there's a forgot password flow. And what that does, it just opens the in-app, or not the in-app browser, but it opens the browser on the device and allows you to enter your email address, and it'll email you a password recovery link. And that's all PHP. I had it, I had the code for it in other apps. I take the same approach in my other apps, so it was pretty much a layup to implement. Right, so password recovery, and also, this app is in the home stretch. I might actually be submitting it today. In fact, iOS is done. I've even done the screenshots for iOS. So here's the screenshots for iOS. You can see this is what I went with for marketing copy. What do you think? For the first screen, I went with this: be your kid's bank, a ledger for every child in your family. Now I'm wondering if this is going to be an effective marketing approach. I don't know. Here's the second screenshot. You and your partner can easily manage your kids' ledgers. Third screenshot, your kids can view their ledger on their iOS or Android device. There's a screenshot of a credit detail. And the fourth screenshot, your child is notified when new credits and charges are added. And the final screenshot, only parents can add credits and charges. So I just wanted to highlight that there's a concept of access control in the app. So that's that. And you know what's always weird about making screenshots is the iPad screenshots always look really cringy because there's so much white space. Look at that. It's like an ocean of white space with just a little bit of content in it. But it's a data-driven app. What else do you want? It's really hard to make data-driven apps look good on an iPad. But it's done, it's effective, it gets the point across, and I'm going to submit this motherfucker to the App Store. and it's going to be done. Hopefully, this thing will get out there and start making money before AI takes over the app development industry, which is what many people think is actually starting to happen. What do you think about that? So that's it for this video. Pretty short. I mean, this project is dunzos. I'll probably make one more video, follow up, letting y'all know if it got approved or rejected, all that stuff. I've never submitted an app to the Google Play Store. I'm going to be making the Google Play screenshots today. I mean, I'm glad I was able to follow through and get this thing done. And I think it has potential. I think the biggest challenge is being noticed out there, because there's probably some competitors in this space. I didn't spend a lot of time looking at competitors. It's one thing I really don't do very much of, for better or worse, but this app was catered specifically to my use case with the assumption that others have the same use case. And putting it out there in the market is the only way to find out if it's going to be successful or not. And we'll see. I will follow up and let you all know after, whatever, a few months on the market to see how it's doing. That's it. Short video. All right. See you later, y'all.